This show is brought to you by Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group and the German Development Corporation through GIZ.
Ghana, my name is Kwame Siapel, but you can call me Ochiame Kwame, and you are welcome to Recovery Stories. On this show, we sit down with insurance beneficiaries, industry players, and relevant stakeholders to dive deep into the claims processes in Ghana. We learn the do's, the don'ts, the truths, the myths, and we have amazing people to help us break it down right here. This show is brought to you by the Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group and GIZ. Insurance pays.
Notifies, submits, gets paid.
We will be right back and then we'll get into the chit-chatting. Thank you.
Around 2019 December, Dad passed on at the hospital. I was really confused as to what to do.
I was told to report back the next day to give my statement. After all that was done, they finished, they called me that it was ready. I went in for it and I took it to my insurance company.
I had a call from the insurance office. They then told me that they've gotten all the documents and they will get back to me. Within two to 4 days, I had my money.
My name is Micah Teria Feni.
Hi, my name is Edmond Nakao.
Hello, I am Veratan Saki.
Insurance pays. Notify, submit, and get paid.
Insurance pays. You are welcome back. Today I have with me two gentlemen. I have Micah Teria Afeni, who lost his dad, but because of a funeral insurance policy, he was supported to have a decent funeral for his dad. And joining him will be my own brother Solomon Labi, our industry resource person and a member of the IACG. Viewers, this conversation is particularly good for the one who is trying to sign up to an insurance funeral policy. So call your brothers and your sisters to come so that we can all have this amazing conversation together. Welcome to the show, Micah. First of all, let me say my condolences on your father. The fact that you lost your father, I've lost my father, it's not an easy thing. So tell us, how has life been after your father was gone?
Thank you, Kwame, and I'm very excited to be part of this program. We all know losing someone you love and cherish is not something which is very easy. So life has been difficult, but with God on my side, I know I'll see through. And unfortunately, last year, I lost my mom too.
Oh, Kafra.
But I know I'll see through. With him, everything is possible. Thank you, Kwame.
All right. So you are here today because we understand that you lost your father, but an insurance policy, a funeral insurance policy sort of saved your life. I mean, you didn't have to grieve too much. And so please tell us, which particular insurance policy was this one?
Okay, thank you once again. It was a funeral insurance policy that I signed on in this country. And I might say it was a first of its kind, which was on the market. So that's the kind of insurance policy that I signed on to. So whilst the normal insurance company gives cash when the unexpected happens, when I say unexpected, when you lose your loved one, this insurance policy gives you full funeral services. If I say full funeral service, what I mean is they're providing you casket, embalming, the dressing, beautification of the dead body, the chapel facility, the reception facility is there for you to use.
Hold on right there. Insurance pays.
Notify, submit, get paid.
Twaso.
Thank you, Kwame. So as I said, they provide full funeral services. So initially, I didn't want to sign on to the policy because we all know insurance companies, some insurance companies right here in Ghana, they don't deliver on their promises when the event happens. But the sales guy, Amasa, was a bit persuasive, aggressive, and was able to convince me. So I decided to put Daddy, who was a bit old, onto that policy. So that's the kind of policy that I signed on to, Kwame.
Mr. Labi, yes. It seems that Micah has been getting a great experience, or he got an amazing experience from this policy. What exactly should one expect when it is time for them to take their claim on an insurance policy, especially with funerals?
Okay, thank you so much, Kwame. Let me say, funeral policy is an insurance policy solely on one's life or that of his or her dependents or somebody that he or she has interest in, and it's purposely for funeral expenses. And so when you take a funeral policy, it depends on how you bought it. Like Michael rightly said, he was through an agent. So it can be through an agent, through a broker, or you going to the insurance company to buy it directly.
So if I am understanding you correctly, you can buy insurance through a broker, or you can walk to the insurance
company or through an agent.
Through an agent to buy it.
Right.
But the question was, what are you to expect whenever, say, you lose someone?
Okay, so basically, depending on the means with which you bought the insurance company, like the slogan really said, notify, submit, and get paid. So the first point of call is notify.
Okay.
So you notify either the agent or the broker or the insurance company through whom you bought the policy. And then you'll be made to fill a claim form. You also need to identify yourself whether indeed you are a beneficiary to the agreement. Insurance is about agreement. And your name must be in the document to show that indeed you are a party to the policy. And then lastly, and one of the most important, is to show the proof of the event happening. Because you cannot just use your mouth to say that my dad is dead, or my father is dead, or my sister is dead, or my son is dead. There must be proof that indeed the event happened. And then sometimes you need to also produce the policy document, which shows the agreement and terms that the policy has been.
Thank you very much. So notify, submit, and then get paid. So you know what? Let's take a look at the quote of the day, and then after that, we will be right back. Insurance pays.
Notify, submit, get paid.
You are welcome back. If you just joined us, this is the Recovery Stories brought to you by the IACG and GIZ. Micah, let me come back to you again. Okay. Tell us, what did you do when the unfortunate happened? I mean, in details, what did you do? Did you call the guy and told him, my father is there, so you have to come and give me money now? What did you do?
Kwame, me went feed that. Me went feed that. Me went pa. And because it was new, sudden, and something that is unplanned for, I was very, very sad. And the psychological trauma that I was going through, Kwame, you can't believe it. But then, whilst I was going through all this process, I remembered I signed on to a policy. So I just decided to give them a try and see if whatever the sales guy said will work this time around. We all know insurance companies, they don't deliver, some don't deliver on their promises when the said event occur. So I picked the phone and called them. Mind that, as I said earlier on, passed on around 1:45 a.m. So as at that time, I called, just a try. So I picked the phone and called them. And Kwame, I tell you, in no time, they were there.
Wow.
They were at the hospital to pick
They
Daddy.
didn't ask you to come on Monday and bring your grandfather's passport number.
No.
They
Kwame.
came to the hospital and did what?
They picked the dead body. straight to their funeral home.
Insurance picking dead body.
I'm telling you, Kwame. As I said earlier on,
insurance pays.
Notify, submit, get paid.
as I said earlier on, this insurance deals with full funeral services. So they came straight to the hospital, picked Daddy, straight to their premises. So I was like, wow, this thing will work. So I asked them if I can join them. They told me no, I should hold on a little bit. They will take the lead, then I follow up. I was like, okay, you can go, I'll follow up. So I quickly went home, reorganized myself, and follow up. But when I got to their premises, Kwame, I must tell you, I was really, really impressed as to how the receptionist received me. I was like, wow, these people, I must trust them. I think they will deliver on their promises, as they said. So the receptionist asked me of my name. I mentioned my name, asked of my dad's name I mentioned, and asked of my policy number, which I had it on my phone. Some 11, they get something. So I mentioned it to the receptionist. She checked, and indeed, I had a policy with them. So she introduced me to my customer service personnel, who happens to be the arranger for Dad's funeral. So I went to the arranger. She also asked some few questions. My name, as I said earlier on, my policy number. She also confirmed whether I had a policy with them. So she took me straight. She gave me to another guy. The guy took me straight to their morgue. That's the cold room that was lying down there.
Kafra.
I was like, wow. Wow. I told them, okay. So what they asked for is a medical cause of death. So the following morning, I quickly rushed to the hospital and took that thing and gave it to them. Quickly, you know funeral, when it comes family members, how they are interested in funeral
body.
activities,
Yes.
and the dead body. So we organized our first funeral meeting. And I told them I have a policy for that. So they all wanted to know what the policy entails. So I told them I'm entitled to a pickup service, washing, dressing, beautification of the dead body, I'm entitled to it, a casket, which is part of the policy that I chose, is entitled to it, and also a reception and a chapel facility is also entitled to the policy. Also a wreath, all is part of the policy.
Wow. Insurance pays.
Notify, submit, get paid.
Okay. Thank you, Kwame. As I was saying, so I told them whatever is involved, the wreath, the reception, the chapel facility, the casket.
So in short, they pick the body and then put it in the morgue.
Yeah.
And then help you organize the 1 week, and then brought family members together. And after that, they organized the funeral.
Exactly.
And then
Kwame.
everything went on as planned,
Kwame.
as promised, as in the policy.
I tell you, Kwame.
Insurance pays.
Notify, submit, get paid.
So then my question is, what do you have to tell people who are skeptical about insurance claims in Ghana?
Okay. All that I have to say is death is inevitable. Tomorrow is never promised. So I will tell you to get a trusted insurance company. When the sad event occurs, no need for you to go to your bank and go and pull your money or go for loan to do the funeral services. So get a trusted insurance company and secure your loved one on. Thank you very much, Kwame.
Insurance pays.
Notify, submit, get paid.
We will be right back. Thank you.
Around 2019 December, that passed on at the hospital. I was really, really confused as to what to do.
I was told to report back the next day to give my statement. After all that was done, they finished, they called me that it was ready. I went in for it and I took it to my insurance company.
I had a call from the insurance office. They then told me that they've gotten all the documents and they will get back to me. Within two to 4 days, I had my money.
My name is Micah Teria Fenny.
Hi, my name is Edmond Nakao.
Hello, I am Veratan Saki.
Insurance pays. Notify, submit, and get paid.
Welcome back to the recovery stories. Mr. Labi, yes, sir. Michael had an amazing experience, but other people have opposing stories to tell. So please, what are some of the reasons that might or may cause delays for other people with funeral insurance policies?
Thank you, Kwame, once again, and my condolences to Micah once again. I think it's a horrible experience when you lose a dear one. And like Micah has rightly said, you see, insurance is an agreement or a contract. And there are terms and conditions to abide by. Let me say that the first point that you must notify or you must note of is that when you buy an insurance policy, they give you a policy document. Try to know the terms and conditions in the policy document. Even if you can't read, let somebody read for you so that you understand. There are exclusions and there are clauses or even waiting period in the policy. So sometimes you might not meet the waiting period and you might not qualify for a claim. Sometimes there might be an exclusion. Let's say you cannot take your own life within 4 months or 6 months. It's an exclusion. Normally, insurance companies put suicide as an exclusion, just for the fact that you don't go and put a certain huge value on yourself. Just go and take your life for your family members to enjoy. Insurance companies go against that. And then 2, if you don't pay your premiums, it's an agreement. You say you want this cover on your life. It said pay this amount either monthly or quarterly or yearly. You must ensure that you pay. If you are not consistent with your payment, when the event happens, you might not get a claim.
Hold on there.
Right.
So I've been paying for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And then my work becomes troublesome.
Yeah.
And I'm unemployed. Or they are not buying from my shop anymore. Yeah. So for the next 2 months, I've not been able to pay. Does it mean that all the 5 years I've paid is null and void?
No, Kwame. That's why we're saying that it depends on how you bought your policy. You can talk to your agent or your broker or insurance company. They can put a freeze on your premium payment for you and give you a plan that maybe there's a waiting period of 6 months or 3 months for you. When you recover, you can, some insurance companies, even if the event happens after the 2-3 months that you've not paid, they will take the premiums from what you haven't, your benefits from the premiums you were not able to pay and pay you what you're entitled to. And let me say that, like Micah said, it's not every insurance company that will do the full arrangement of the funeral for you. It depends on the type of policy you bought. Some will give you the sum assured, so the full amount, go and organize your policy. And others will also organize depending on the amount you chose. So it is your ability to pay that will determine. So some can take a full funeral arrangement. So from A to Z, they will arrange everything for you. Others will say, maybe I want this up to this point, then I will take over. So it depends on the type of policy.
Thank you very much. So I want you to give your final words to Ghanaians that insurance pays. Tell them for me.
Right. Hello, Ghanaians. Let me say that insurance is a very, very, very good arrangement that every one of us must put him or herself on. You see, you might not lose your life, but you can lose a very valuable property. You can your house can be destroyed by fire or by flood or any natural disaster. You can also lose a dear one. So insurance company comes in to put you in the financial state that you were before the event. So I would say that insurance is a question to all of us. We want to demystify that idea that insurance don't pay. And we also want to disabuse the minds of the people that insurance companies are just quick to take premiums and they don't pay. And then lastly, you know, sometimes before even you open your mouth, people insurance for the way for. Take that prejudice from your mind. Insurance pays. So get yourself insured, insure a loved one, especially when your parents are of a certain age. It's important you put them on a funeral policy or a life cover. You don't know, like Micah said, what will happen tomorrow. And let me say that, you see, when you have insurance, you have peace of mind. You have peace of mind. Sometimes when an event happens, you see one crying more than the other.
It's true.
The one who has a policy or has a backup, though you will cry small. And you know that everything that you have is gone because you don't have a backup. Insurance pays, therefore, get insured, and you smile at the end of the day. Thank you.
So let me say a very big thank you, Micah. Your story is really inspiring. And our resource person, Mr. Labi, thank you for clarifying everything for us. So Micah says insurance pays. Mr. Labi says insurance pays. So let us go out there into the city and find out what other people are saying. We'll be right back.
Hi. There's so much information about insurance on TV, on the radio, everywhere. Now I want to hit the streets to get the actual perceptions of people. Join me and let's find out.
Not really, but I've done some before. I haven't enjoyed it. I have a piece, like, I'm still doing it.
It's not something that people really will want to do. Even me, I'll be a bit skeptical about it because nobody wants to die. And it's like you're planning to die. So, you know, there's a little bit of age. Should I not? Why not maybe try some other insurance policy or something?
Yeah, mama said that to me.
If you do like death and there is for your mother or your father. So if they die, you bring the particulars, everything, and like what the name? You like the death certificate and everything. You combine it, then bring it to their office. Then they will give you all these things. See, bye.
Let us come here to chit chat with our studio audience. But before then, let me say a very big thank you to IACG and GIZ for sponsoring the recovery stories. Who is asking the first question? Okay.
Did you face any negative pushback from your family when you decided to sign onto the funeral policy for your father?
Okay. No. I would say a big no. I didn't. And I personally decided to take that decision. So right after the funeral, I received a lot of applause from even my siblings and my family members because of the way the funeral went. So it's a personal decision that I took. I didn't face any challenges from them.
Let's clap for him. Please.
What did the sales guy say to convince you to register to that policy?
As you know how sales guys are, they are very aggressive and persuasive. So whilst he was taking me through the policy, I remember a statement that he made, that a good life deserves a very good buy. I was like, wow. Then let me try and put that onto this policy because I don't joke with my dad at all. So that's the word that really caught my attention. A good life deserves a very good buy. So that's what caught my attention.
Thank you. And to our last, please ask your question.
Okay, my question is to Mr. Labi. Can you please share with us what other type of funeral policy exists? Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Let me say with funeral policies, there are not so much variety. Let me put the question, maybe life policies. You know, when it comes to funeral, it's basically about funeral arrangements. So, like we said, there are two types. One, the one that you get your lump sum to go and do your own funeral policy, or the one that will organize the funeral for you. So you have to decide on which one you want. Either you want your lump sum, so I want to cover my father for 200,000. When he passes on, give me the 200,000, let me go and organize my own funeral policy for funeral arrangement for my dad. Or the one that will say from A to Z, who will organize for you. So you have a choice. But you see, apart from this one is purely on death. So until the event happens or there's death, you can't get anything. But there are other life policies that you can even get, let me say, an endowment or investor policy. That one you can get your money back. So basically, others use as a form of savings. So you have maybe a 5-year term policy or a 10-year policy. Even a child education policy is a life policy. Now you can put your child on a child education policy. Now you decide that you pay premium for the next 5 years, 10 years, depending on where you want to put your child to. That one, when you pass on, the insurance company can decide to take care of your child's education up to the period that the money will sustain the person. So I would advise that just seek proper education or understanding to the type of policy you want to buy. And I believe that once you buy the policy, when the insured event happens, you will smile at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I have a confession to make. About 10 years ago, I bought a funeral insurance policy, and I paid and paid and paid. But fortunately, no one died. So guess what the company did? They called me and gave me back some of my money and reintroduced me to another policy. So based on this, I think based on the testimonials from outside, from the questions here, from Micah's testimony and your explanation, I want to think that the funeral insurance policy is a good thing. Insurance is a good thing. You just heard Micah's story. He got paid. What is going to be your story? Like they say, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Don't listen to stories from all around. Get your own experience. Go to an insurance company and insure your stuff against theft, against death, life, whatever it is that you want to do. So let's continue the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere. The handle is Insurance Pays GH. Insurance pays.
Notified submit gets paid.
Bye-bye.
This show is brought to you by Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group and the German Development Corporation through GIZ.